Hello. Today's video is a bit different than usual. Instead of making games, given the channel's name, Glommy Games, and the company's name, but whatever, I have a bunch of ideas, so I'm just gonna put them out there. These next few videos are going to be about different stories or story ideas that I've made up, and maybe some people will like them. Maybe it's too out there, which, fair enough, but for the most part, it's just dumping a bunch of ideas out into the world. This first idea is pretty out there, but it would basically be a story from the perspective of five, I call them personalities. It's not really that, but you would take place inside of the head of a person. And inside of that person, there are five other semi-people inside. You can sort of think about it like Inside Out mixed with Disco Elysium, if you've heard of those. You've probably heard of Inside Out at the very least. So these five personalities or voices are coordination, which is about moving your body and giving yourself long-term goals and trying to keep your long-term survival in mind while also coordinating with other people, since humans are social creatures. It's a pretty important trait. The next one would be emotion. This one's pretty bog standard, very intuitive. It's just whatever mood you're in and whatever mood other people feel. You have some empathy towards that. So you can sort of sense some stuff in regards to that. You can also have emotion sort of give the state of your body. So if your heart starts racing and your face starts to blush or something like that, the emotional personality might say those things to the rest of the personalities because they wouldn't know anything about it. And then the other guys can sort of think about, okay, well, we're having these things and this is what's happening on the outside, so we're probably feeling this way because they don't have much overlap in terms of what they can talk about in their domain. The third personality is instinct. So this is your intuition, this is your danger sense, this is your fear, and so on and so forth. The fourth one is logic. Again, pretty bog standard. This is your knowledge, your conceptualization. This is how you imagine things, your visual calculus. You're essentially figuring things out using past experiences and pattern recognition. For the most part, that's what it is. Sensation. This one's the last one. It's a bit out there. Much like how coordination is about movement as well as, goal orientation and whatever. But the thing about coordination is it's movement about your body. Like you move your muscles, you move your eyes, like it's your coordination is about your physical space as well as planning for your future. Sensation is straight up just your physical space. So none of the other four personalities know anything about what's happening on the outside. Only sensation does. Only sensation can tell exactly where the body is through, I forget which one it is, but your kinesthetic sense or your vestibular sense, your sense of balance, your eyesight, your hearing, your taste, your touch, all of that stuff is managed by sensation. So essentially how the story might go is you would have sensation be the narrator, constantly talking about stuff, and then logic and coordination would sort of be trying to figure out what's happening and what to do. Logic would sort of be connecting the dots, pattern recognition, trying to figure it out, explaining what these different things that they're experiencing mean. And then coordination would try and put those things into action and try and figure out, okay, we need to do this in this scenario. And emotion would help drive them in a certain direction. Like if they start saying that you're flushed red or you're very depressed or different things like that, coordination might have different outlooks on what should happen. Like if you do something and emotion starts saying happy, good, happy, then coordination and would just try and maximize that. And instinct would just pop in every now and again whenever something catastrophic is soon to happen. It sort of just triggers on overdrive. So as a whole, they sort of work together to maximize pleasure while minimizing pain, at least in the short term. Coordination and logic might be able to override that for long-term pleasure and long-term pain mitigation, but that doesn't necessarily always work. And each part doesn't necessarily think for itself. It's just that each personality trait just comes to a conclusion, and once all five of them have come into a conclusion, then that would be considered one thought for the person we're observing. So again, this is kind of out there. but I feel like it could be very interesting. I mean, Disco Elysium, for example, did it fantastic, but if you were to write a story or have an animation with, I forget how many voices they have, but there's so many. So condensing it down to 5, I think, is like a really good number. Anyways, that's sort of just the thought, and there are plenty of other ideas where this one's coming from. So let me know what you think about it, and just so you know, there's a Kickstarter going on for this game called Eternal. It's pretty cool. You should check it out. Well, anyways, thanks for listening, and till next time.